Welcome back. We're here with Esther, my favorite horticulturist. We want to talk about planting bulbs, plant some in the fall, some in the spring, what to do, what not to do. So talk about fall. Obviously, we're in fall now. What should you be planting as far as the fall?
Now in fall, you want to be planting your tulips, your daffodils, your hyacinths, and the crocuses. Those are the ones that will bloom next spring. Now you need to differentiate spring planted bulbs. So with the spring planted bulbs, that would include like your dahlias, your cannas, and gladiolas. So you don't want to be planting those in the fall because they would die over the winter. So focus on your tulips and daffodils and crocuses.
All right, let's talk about conditions. What kind of conditions do I need for tulips?
Now for tulips, you want to make sure that you're planting them in a well-drained area. They cannot be sitting in water. They should be in full sun. And you're going to want to make sure that soil has been worked a little bit so it's nice and loose.
And that's outside, and then you bring them inside in the winter, or what? How does it work?
Well, you can certainly plant those tulips. You would dig a 6-inch hole, and then you would plant the tulip with the fat part down and the skinny part sticking up. In that hole, cover them up with about 6 inches of soil. Water them good, and then they will bloom next spring. Now we have early, mid, and late season tulips depending on what you buy.
All right, I know one of the things you want to talk about too is protecting them from squirrels and other little rodents, if you will.
Yes, squirrels like to steal your tulip bulbs and eat them, so certainly place a little bit of chicken wire on top of that, and then cover up the chicken wire.
Okay, can you show us a demo here?
Well, I'll show you a demo for forcing bulbs indoors. So if you want tulips in January or February, you can do this in your own kitchen.
Nice.
So what you want is you want to have a pot that's not too deep, and then you would fill it with a potting mix. Oops.
Want me to do that?
Sure. So about halfway.
Okay, just tell me when.
All right, one more here, and I think that'll be good.
Okay.
Now, you can certainly place your tulip bulbs in there. We have an 8-inch pot, and we're going to use 8 bulbs here. So
Wow.
Yes, you want this to be a fantastic floral display, so you can pack them in tight in the bulb.
So you're going to pack all those in this?
Yes.
Holy cow.
So make sure that the top side is up, and then you want the flat side facing the rim of the container, because that's where the largest leaf is going to emerge. So it just looks better if you do that. So I'll put 5 around the center, and if you wouldn't mind putting 3 in the middle. Here, you can put those in the middle.
They're asking me to just tilt this forward a bit just to show people what exactly we have here, so you can kind of see what she meant by putting certain sides against the pot.
And then we'll do this. Now we don't want too much soil here, Chris, so just a light dusting, and there we go.
How's that?
Now let's see.
A little bit more? Too much?
No, I think we've got plenty. Now the one thing we want to do is when you're forcing bulbs, you want the tops of the bulbs to be exposed, so like little noses sticking out. So can you see that? They're sticking out.
Yeah, perfect.
Now what you want to do is you want to water them, and then take a plastic bag and cover them, leaving 1 or 2 air holes, and then you need to chill them. Now, different ways of chilling them. You can chill them in an attic, but you want some place between 35 and 45 degrees. A perfect place would be if you had a spare refrigerator, put it in the vegetable crisper. Keep it there for 15 weeks, because we need to simulate winter here.
Nice.
And then, take them out, gradually expose them to warmer temperatures, maybe a week at 50. Then you can bring them out into your kitchen or your living room, and they will bloom after 3 or 4 weeks.
That is awesome. Thank you very much, Esther. Appreciate it. Anything else you want to add in about 15 seconds?
Well, just wanted to talk about garden mums. The thing with garden mums, you have to remember they're not hardy. So treat this as an annual, and you'll be happy.
Esther McGinnis, NDSU Extension, my favorite horticulturist. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Chris.
Stay with us. Much more North Dakota.